All right, what's up, Turtle Riders? How are we all doing out there tonight? Welcome to the Turtle Boy live show. Let me go ahead and do I have the right microphone on here? Let's see. How's the mic sound? Pretty good? Okay. All right, so I can see I've already pissed off some people with the title. That's great. Good. I wanted to piss you off tonight. Let's talk about that. All right, so before we get started, let me remind you kind folks out there that I have shared this link on the Clarence Woods Emerson Facebook page, which for some reason has been up for like a month. I don't know why. It's probably going to be gone soon. The Turtle Boy Sports Forever page is like restricted, but it's still going slowly but surely. We're over 24,000 followers on there. I might start a new page. I'm thinking about starting an Uncle Turtle Boy page. What do you guys think about that? Because I feel like just something, I don't know, like maybe try something different. Maybe that doesn't say like Turtle Boy Sports on it. Maybe that'll be help. I don't know. I feel like we need a fresh start. So the mic sounds great. I can't tell if you're being facetious, Tom, but hope you like it. So anyway, those are the pages that this has been shared on. Also a reminder that the Bristol Blarneys, Reign of Terror, has taken down our monetization on YouTube. No worries, because Google took 30% of that anyway. They were robbing us blind. I don't even really want it back, to be perfectly honest with you. So what we do instead of having the super chat, if you're feeling generous in donating, because without advertisers right now, because this whole fucking economy thing is just killing everybody. Like, it's driving me insane, in case you can't tell. I've lost Andrew Porter Contracting as a result of it. They'll be back after they're allowed to work again. And, the weekend show is going to be sponsored by Ellis Fire, but the weekday shows, not so much. So, any and all, if you feel like donating, that's great. If not, that's cool too. Whatever you guys want to do. But if you do feel like donating, give it to the fundraiser, the PayPal fundraiser link, which is located. It should be pinned in the top. It's right here. I'll refresh it during the show. So if you donate and you want to leave a message when you do, I'll read the message out as well. So I'm going to do that periodically because that's the whole point of the super chat, right? You donate and you can write a message and I'll read it and blah, blah, blah. So we can do the same here. All right. So anyway, that's kind of how the show functions now, and it's kind of user generated or whatever, but we get the job done. We're still here. It's been like, 6 years or so we've been doing this, and it's not going to stop, man. I mean, think of all the obstacles that have been thrown in our way to try to take me away from you fine people out there. They don't want us to talk. They don't want us to be friends. They don't want us to discover the real issues that's going on in society. They don't want any of that stuff. They want to cover things up. They want to silence you. And we're not going to allow that from happening. Wouldn't surprise me if we had another lawsuit coming our way soon. Because as you saw yesterday, and I'm going to be talking about more about this on the weekend show. That story that I wrote on Monday, thank you, Abby Horowitz. I appreciate that. That story that I wrote about Monday about the Manchester nightclub owner, that scumbag, yeah, that's got some legs to it, that story. Because his lawyer freaking messaged me yesterday. I did a blog on that. And guess what? Oh, this is the shock of the century. You guys might not. The lawyer, it turns out, is a huge scumbag with some things in his closet as well. Okay, so we got more coming on that. We also have more coming on Thomas, a.k.a. Feta Cheese Freddy. Oh, yeah. See, the thing about that whole thing with the lawyer emailing me, it's like, I was prepared to move on to the next one, right? Because that's what I do. We write a blog, and then we move on. And if people were smart, they would just move on. But how you become a Gaffney or a Ryan Waters, right? Or a Bristol Blarney is you try to do it the legal. You try to beat me legally, and then you drag it out. And then I have to talk about it, and I have to keep talking about you. And it's not, if you had just stopped, quit while you were ahead, I wouldn't be forced to completely look into everything about you and destroy you. And that's what, it's a negative word, destroy. Let me think of a better word, expose you, right? And if these people just moved on with their life, they admitted, yeah, I got a shitload of skeletons in my closet, maybe I shouldn't be poking the turtle, they'd be okay, but they insist on it, guys. I don't know why. I don't know why they make me do this, but I do it, and here we are. So I'm going to save the stuff I've been kind of building on Mr. Feta Cheese Freddy and his scumbag bootleg Michael Avenatti attorney there for Saturday, because I know a lot of Manchester people said that they want to tune in Saturday for that. So I'm going to do that. And on Saturday, we're going to have Brett as the co-host, because I got a lot of things I want to talk about. I want to talk about that whole... I'm still confused by the BLT123 blog. I still don't know. I don't know who's fucking who there. I don't know what goes where. I'm so confused. So we got to talk about that. And we got a lot of shit to talk about this weekend. So what I want to talk about today is this whole, and this is driving me nuts, okay? It's driving me nuts. Essential workers. I can't stand it anymore. I don't want to fucking hear about it anymore. Every time I turn on the goddamn television, every single commercial is a commie cold commercial. All of them. All of them. And they're all heartwarming and this and that. And everybody claps. I mean, how many commercials have you seen, guys? Everybody wakes up and claps. Let me play this commercial here on CBS that I got queued up here. Watch this commercial. I'm off, Fupa. Oh, it's on the built-in mic. So we've had, this mic hasn't been on the whole time. That's great. Okay. Awesome. All right, here we go. Okay, dining rooms become offices. Garages become gyms. Backyards become great outdoors. It's so much fun. It's so much fun being trapped in our homes, guys. It's fucking awesome. You can't leave. You're a fucking prisoner. If you leave, then Karen's going to call the cops on you and post your picture on Facebook. But it's fun. It's fun. We're building forts and shit. Look at this. Look how much fun we're having. Prisoners in our own goddamn homes. But it's fun. We're doing fun things. Oh yeah, and Lowe's. Lowe's. Buy all that shit you need to have fun. It's all at Lowe's. So you got to go to Lowe's to get it. It's just a big fucking scam. This whole thing is nothing more than a scam to put money in the hands of billion-dollar corporations. The pieces are starting to come together here. Don't you get it? Don't you see who's making out in all this? Walmart is having a fucking field day. Apple, think of all the Apple products we're using. Who the hell used Zoom 2 months ago? We never even heard of it. Market Basket, Stop and Shop. They're all making out. Regular businesses, not so much. Not so much. But them, they're all making out. Everybody, Instacart, how much money has Instacart made off of this? It's insane. DoorDash, you name it. They're all making bank. And they're just glamorizing it. Like we're literally trapped in our homes. Don't try to make this seem goddamn glamorous. This is a fucking hell. This is the worst thing ever. And you're trying to say, oh, it's great. We're doing fun shit. And then this is what happens. I've seen so many commercials like this, and I have a big problem with this, and I'm going to explain why in 1 second. Have you guys seen this? Where people clap? They all clap for the nurses when they get off. Watch this. Here we go. They all clap. Yeah! You've seen the commercials to bring their pots and the pans. They come out. Everybody claps. Yeah! We're fucking prisoners in our home. It's fucking great. I love it. You guys get to leave and go to work, and I'm fucking stuck at home. I'm clapping. And here's why I have a problem with this. Yeah, sure, it seemed heartwarming at first. Do I look like a goddamn cheerleader to you? Do I look like a cheerleader? Because that's what you're trying to teach us to become, is goddamn cheerleaders. Like, I'm going to sit here and cheer for you to go to work. A job you chose, right? Like you chose, I'm sorry, I love nurses. I got nothing but respect for nurses and doctors. They chose to become nurses and doctors. They did. Am I cheering for goddamn, when I was a teacher, sometimes people would be like, oh, you guys are heroes. No, I'm not. I'm just a fucking teacher. I signed up to do this job. I'm not special for doing this job. It's just a fucking job. This is what I agreed to do this. And I don't care if it's controversial. I don't care if you don't like it. You need to hear it. You're not fucking special because you went to work. I'm sorry. You're not. And I don't have to fucking sit here and clap for you. It's fucking embarrassing. It's like humiliating. It's emasculating to be sitting in my fucking home and I'm supposed to clap for you because you went to work? Well, I'd love to go to work. How about the millions of Americans who would love nothing more than to go to work? But they've been robbed of their own capability to make a living by the government. It has been taken away from them. They cannot work, okay? And we've been relegated to be fucking cheerleaders. Cheerleaders. That's what they want us to be. They want us to go out in our goddamn fucking porches every night and bang pots and pans for people who are going to their fucking job because they're fortunate enough to still have a fucking job. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me right now? This is a fucking joke. Every time I see these commercials, I want to puke, okay? And I got nothing but respect for first responders and nurses and doctors. Believe me, I'm not trying to diminish any of the work that they're doing. I'm not, okay? But I'm not fucking clapping for you. That's ridiculous. And a lot of them are on power trips right now. A lot of them. And you saw the cover, that photo that I used. That is from this. These pictures are kind of going viral. So like they're being treated like heroes, right? Have you guys seen these protesters nationwide? They're going around and they're, especially in Michigan. Michigan's the worst state in the country right now with Emperor Whitmer there. Let me go and switch this audio so we get a little mic here. But Michigan is one of the worst in the country right now because they have that Governor Karen. Have you met this woman? Karen Whitmer or whatever his name is. Gretchen. Oh, her name's fucking Gretchen. That's even worse than Karen. And she's like instituted all these bans on like... You can't even buy seeds to plant cucumbers or your own... You can't even grow your own goddamn food. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of living like some goddamn... Like I should be begging for scraps. You know what I mean? Does anybody else feel that way? Like you're just begging for shit? Like I'm a fucking cheerleader. I'm a child. I'm cheering you on. Like I need money from the goddamn government. Like I've lost significant amount of income and I'm sure a lot of you people have. I'm eligible for unemployment. And guess what? I applied for that shit today. And I deserve it. I don't give a shit. Because I pay into unemployment. I've paid into it. I never fucking use it. Well, guess what? I'm going to fucking use it now. Because the government stole it. They've taken away my ability to make money. And people are, you're working, Turtle Boy. You're working. Yeah, I am working. But I don't get paid as much because of this whole thing. Because Andrew Porter Contracting got fucked over by the government. And every company got fucked over by the government. So they have less money to spend. It's sick. Like it's all connected. People don't understand that. The economy is all connected. You can't just not be fucking affected by this. And I don't know if you noticed, there's hospitals shutting down, putting workers on furlough. Because there's no fucking money. What do people think? Like, this is insane. It's absolutely insane. The sound is messed up? No, great. Let me try again. Two, period. You can kiss my ass if you don't like it. Kiss my ass. But yeah, I mean, I only made like, I don't know how, like I didn't even enter. They must use, I don't know what they use. They must use like previous taxes or something. Like I only got approved for like $270 a week or something like that. Like how the fuck does that work? I don't know. I got $50 for a crotch root. So they're giving me like 330, I think, a week, something like that. And, that doesn't even come close to offsetting the losses that me and lots of other business owners have had as a direct result of something that was not our choice, that we were not consulted on. They just shut everything down. And for all they're doing polls about this right now. They're like 75% of the people out there are still in favor of the lockdown. And I'm sure a lot of people listening are too, right? And there's a lot of people that disagree with me, and that's fine. I'll win you over eventually. Trust me. You're going to see the light eventually, because I did too. I was once on your team. And then I saw the light. I saw what was going on here. And more than anything, I saw that there's no fucking exit plan here. There's no plan at all. Like, so as long as one person out there has the virus, one person in the world, if we reopen our society, then the virus will spread. And it will spread exponentially.
And we will literally be right where we are until there is a vaccine, which is not coming anytime soon. So what the fuck is the point of all of this? Nobody can answer that question. And I'd like to hear in the comments. I'd like to hear answers to that. What if we're the point is to not overwhelm the hospitals, right? Like that's the argument. We don't want to overwhelm the hospitals. Okay, fine. So let's suppose we reopen in 3 months or 6. So let's say 6 months. We reopen because it's died down. We've flattened the curve. It's gone down. And we reopen, and a couple people still have it. It's going to spread. Then what? That we do it all over again? That's the plan? Seriously? It's fucking insane. It's absolutely fucking insane. So anyway, I don't know. Does anybody have? I definitely changed my stance. I see people saying that in the comments. Yes, I've completely changed my stance on this one. I was pro-lockdown at first. And then I realized, I'm like, oh shit, I just gave so much power to these fucking assholes who just crave power. These lunatics, these power-hungry tyrants. Like the mayor, like these idiots, the mayor of goddamn Everett. That greaseball. Oi. And like I said, I got nothing for but respect. But people have a right to freaking protest. They do. I'm sorry. Viruses don't destroy the Constitution. And these people out there who are storming the capitals of various, state capitals in this country, like Lansing, Michigan. First of all, guys, can I tell you, and I said this on the Jerry podcast, can you leave the fucking AR-15s at home? Can you do that? Can you leave the Trump flags at home? How about that? Because that's what they want. They want to make it seem like the only people doing this are, America, gun-toting, Trump supporters. And that shouldn't be the way that it is. We should all want to be free. We should all want to freaking go back to work. What the fuck are you bringing your goddamn AR-15 for? Okay, I get it. You have a huge dick. It's fucking massive, dude. It's massive. You need a team of guys to carry it behind you. I get it. What the fuck are you bringing your AR-15 for? What does that have to do with going back to work? What are you doing? Stop it. You look ridiculous. Because a lot of people would like to work, and that has nothing to do with an AR-15. I'm sorry. Anyway, you see stuff like this going. This is a protest, I think, in Colorado, and these people were driving around saying we want to work or something like that. And then these nurses come out, who, by the way, I'm always told, oh, we're overworked, stressed out, not enough, right? They got plenty of time to go out and block fucking traffic, block protesters who are expressing their First Amendment rights to protest a government policy that is affecting them in a negative way. And they're treated like goddamn fucking heroes on Twitter. Fuck this asshole standing out here, this self-righteous cunt in his scrubs, right? I'm sorry. These commercials of people clapping for nurses, it's gone to their heads. You are not a fucking god because you are a nurse. And my sister is a nurse in New York City at Mount Sinai Hospital, the busiest hospital in the country. And yeah, I absolutely think she's a hero for what she's doing. Absolutely. But she's not out there blocking traffic and demanding that we clap from her. And when I talk to her about this stuff, she listens. That's it. I don't, just because you're a fucking nurse or a doctor does not mean that your opinion is any more valid than mine, especially considering the fact that you're getting paid right now the same salary you were before this is happening. Look at the people who are most in favor of this. They're people that are getting paid. That's it. They're the reporters. Every reporter out there is grilling Trump about this and all these people about this. They're all being paid. Every member of Congress right now, every single one of them should be forgoing a paycheck right now. Every single fucking one of them. Every elected official. Until the country is open up again, you have no fucking right to collect a paycheck. None. Well, all these people out here don't have that luxury. And the PPP program just ran out of money because they gave all the money to the banks. And turns out you can't trust banks. Who the fuck knew? Who the fuck knew? So, yeah. All these assholes, these congressmen, they get paid all this money to do fucking nothing. Make it happen. If you're going to shut the country down, you better fucking pay people. You better make it right. And I don't want to hear about your partisan bullshit about adding money on Oh, we can't pass it because we have another $25 million on for the Kennedy Center. Fuck that. Don't add anything on. The first person to try to add something on to this bill, they just get shot, period. End of story. That fixes everything. Maybe we need to go a little old school around here. Have some duels, something. I don't know. Because have you guys seen that the new Trump ad with Nancy Pelosi eating her goddamn ice cream with James Corden? I mean, you watch that. I hope that comes back to bite them in the ass, that fucking commercial. They really do. I mean, how fucking tone deaf can you be? To have that goddamn commercial where she's... Have you seen it? Nancy Pelosi is eating ice cream out of a $24,000 freezer. Talking about all this. It's literally the new let them eat cake. That's what it is. Anyway, yeah, begging for $10 from voters and all this bullshit. It's terrible. It's absolutely terrible. Anyway, I bring this up because today, and I haven't written about this yet. Today, so I have a friend who is a nurse, by the way, and who is anti-lockdown. So he's a anti-lockdown nurse. And he shares this picture that's been going around on Facebook. And it says, crowded beaches in Arizona. Nothing gets people more fired up than the beaches, let me tell you. And it's the stupidest thing. Studies have shown sunlight kills coronavirus. It does. Nobody gets coronavirus because they're outside. The worst thing, we literally had the worst plan ever. Like, you could not have come up with a bigger, like a manual for how to spread coronavirus than what we did. Our plan was simple. Hole up in your cubbies, right? Send one person to the grocery store filled with disease, touching the same carts that every other person has touched, touching the same products, fighting for whatever scraps are left, because we're living in the fucking apocalypse right now. And we're cool with it because Nancy Pelosi's got ice cream. Go down there, fight for everything, probably pick up disease. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. Then you come back home and you drastically increase the odds that you're going to give it to your family members if they're fucking stuck inside, obviously. I mean, think of this. This made no sense. This is the worst plan ever. The best plan would be go outside. You're less likely to get it if you're outside. Go outside as much as possible. Get fresh air. It's not going to spread if there's no walls. Studies have shown this. This is going to go down in history as one of the biggest fuck-ups in American history. And yeah, Trump is going to bear responsibility for it because he bought into it too. He let fucking Fauci and Birx run the country. And doctors aren't in charge of running countries. They're in charge of giving medical advice. That's it. And it turned out to be bad medical advice, in my opinion. In my scientific... I'm not an essential worker. I don't know if you guys know that. And I do have a big problem with this whole thing. Calling some people essential and some people not. Everybody's essential. Every single person, if you need a job because you need money to go to Walmart to get groceries. So your job is essential. Literally, there is no such thing as a non-essential job. That's an oxymoron. And like I said, nothing matters more to these people. Nothing pisses these people more off than the beach pictures. They're so mad about the beach pictures. They're furious about it. I'm watching because Florida, and I don't know if California, but definitely Florida opened up their beaches. And you see people walking and stuff like that. And guess what? They're all fucking like 12 feet apart. Nobody's hugging or slapping five. They're just literally walking around. That's it. And like, oh my God, did you see people out there living? Oh my fucking God. This is why we have coronavirus. No, it's not. That's not why we have coronavirus. We have coronavirus because people are fucking sitting in their homes. Haven't you noticed that? That like 4 or 5 people die at the same time from the same house? That's not a coincidence, people. Open your freaking eyes. Anyway, you see this picture and you look at it. Crowded beaches in Arizona. So a couple things stand out here. First of all, if they did, first of all, Arizona doesn't have a beach. That should be the first giveaway right there. But if Arizona did have a beach, an ocean side beach, this is clearly an ocean picture, not a lake or a river, as some people were saying. It's clearly an ocean. And there would not be this many people there. There are still many people who don't want to go out. There would not be that crowded. And you look at this and you're like, only a moron would think that this is actually Arizona. Obviously not. Arizona is a landlocked state. There is a lake. It's an H, I think. It has a big lake between California and Arizona. Other than that, it's got a long border with Utah, I think, right? The four corners there, Utah, New Mexico, and regular Mexico. That's it. They don't touch the fucking ocean. That should have been geography majors. Hello, like you saw this, and I'm like, okay, he's just fucking with people. A nurse put this up, by the way. A nurse. So, I look at this, and I see this chick, right? Natural selection. And another one says, I agree with you, but I'm also bullshit that all these imbeciles will get other people sick. Jesus Christ. What? That's the new thing. You can't go out because you're gonna get me sick. Bitch, I don't want to go near you. I'm not gonna get you sick. Nobody wants to be near you. Nobody likes you. Nobody wants to hug you. Nobody wants to touch you. I don't want to give you coronavirus because that would require me to be in the same room as you. Stop it. I'm not gonna get you sick. You have a right to stay home. I have a right to get sick if I want to. So, goes on to say, she goes, only so much we can do, making myself absolutely sick about it. That's why I'm going to worry about myself from now on, and anyone willing to go into a crowd unprotected like that should be moved to the bottom of the triage list when they show up to their deathbed. We are fighting two pandemics, COVID and stupidity. I don't know what to say to that. I mean, I just my response. I'm like, this is first of all the whole point of the meme. The whole point of the meme is to see who's dumb enough to fall for it. Who's dumb enough to not realize? Who's going to be dumb enough to see the first thing they see on Facebook and immediately believe it because it goes along with their confirmation bias? And then it turns out it's her. She's the one. She's the stupid one. It was literally supposed to weed out stupid people. And here is the stupid person who fell for it calling other people stupid. The irony is just off the charts. Off the charts. Now, what does this woman do for a living? What does she do for a living? Let's find out. Hashtag I cannot stay home. I'm a nurse. I'm a nurse. We fight when others can't anymore. Fuck you and your self. Fuck you. Others can't anymore. Bitch. We want to be fighting. We want to be. The economy, the country doesn't function without an economy. Okay? Where the fuck do you think healthcare money comes from? Did we lose the stream? Hold on. We still live? Okay. Are we still live? Can you guys hear me out there? Let's see. Hold on. Let me pause this real quick. Oh, we're good? Okay, we are live? Okay, we're back? All right, we're back. All right, good. Well, sorry about that little interruption. All right, we're good. Okay, so let me take this opportunity, brother. Let me see if I can do any shout-outs here. You never lost me. That's good. I don't know why I went to black. A couple of people got it. Oh, I got it's an interesting number, a 6 at the end. That should be interesting. Let's read donations here. Let's see what people have said. Turtle donors. Let's see. David Owen gave me $8, so he's the source of the 8. $3.50. We're getting funny with the numbers. Okay, so Rich Bridges says, exposing Nazi Karens one at a time. My pleasure. The Loch Ness Monster called, asked me for $3.50, but I knew a turtle that deserved it more. Attaboy. Suzanne says, thank you, Suzanne, very generous. To fend off the feta cheese Freddy and Fredo. Excellent. And a small contribution from Facebook jail. Hashtag drenched for David. Yeah, David's in Facebook jail. Welcome to my world. All right, so, yeah, what was I saying? So this whole thing with this bitch, right? She's talking. I saw this and I wanted to freaking puke. I mean, it was just, first of all, you're a moron. You're a moron. And that's what it was. I'm like, I thought, aren't nurses supposed to be smart? And once again, I'm not trying to stereotype nurses, but you need to get your like the ones that are out there blocking traffic and acting better than everybody else and acting like they're so much more important than everybody else. Fuck you. Get off your fucking high horse. You signed up for this job. I'm sorry. You did. You did. I cannot stay home. I'm a nurse. Oh, aren't you fucking special? Aren't you fucking special? We fight when others can't anymore. Oh, I can't. Like, I can't. I can't fight, huh? I want to fight. The government won't let me. They won't let anybody fight. And your self-righteous bullshit. I mean, it's just like that. The fact that these are the people telling us, and they're stupid. They're very stupid people. Not all of them. She's stupid. Okay? She's a stupid person. And she's out here making fun of other people. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Anyway, that is that. So last thing, and I'll talk more about the Karens on the live show this weekend, but this one in Stoneham today was just, I mean, I feel like I need Brett to talk about this one, and we'll talk about it on Saturday, but I cannot comprehend. Hold on, what happened to the audio here? I cannot comprehend how I continue to see groups of 6 to 10 younger boys playing basketball almost daily in Stoneham at the corner of William and Pleasant Street. I witnessed 6 of them yesterday afternoon. 2 of the boys were wearing masks, as if that somehow makes it okay. Like, are you kidding me? She sees kids out there playing with masks on. It's like, that's not okay. First of all, why the fuck are you out? Why aren't you sheltering in place? Who the fuck... Who appointed you to drive around? Oh, right, you're going to work or something, right? You're doing something because you're essential. This woman's a divorce attorney. Divorces are skyrocketing across the world as a result of this. How about that? How about that? What were the odds? What were the odds? Fancy that. And yeah, I don't give a shit what you guys say. I don't know if you guys are letting your kids play. My wife won't let me. I want to rebel. My wife likes the rules too much. I literally asked my wife this like a week ago. And I said this to her, and I shit you not. I challenge you to ask your spouse this question. If they're like follow the rules. My wife's a big rule follower. Just say, hey, okay, did you hear the news, honey? The government is, they're opening coronavirus free camps. They're opening some camps because they want to cleanse society of coronavirus, so they all want us to go to camps first. Would you get on the train? Now, you've seen some of the memes for this, right? And I posed it to my wife, like literally a question. She goes, yeah, I would. And I challenge you to ask any of your spouses that. I bet you 50% of them say yes. They would fucking get on the train. And that's scary. If you can't see what's scary about that, I don't know what to tell you. Get on, like they would. Like, ask, if you polled 100 people, just a random 100 people, and you asked them, would you get on? Like, did you hear about the camps? Did you hear about the camps? We have coronavirus cleansing camps. We're going to cleanse society of coronavirus. We just got to go to the camps first. And the train's coming at this time. Let's get on that train. Would you do it? And I bet you 50 out of 100 people would say yes. Maybe more. Maybe more. Maybe I'm being conservative. I guarantee the majority would do it. I'm telling you right now. You guys are underestimating the power. And this is not a fucking Holocaust comparison, you dumb shit motherfucker. I didn't mention, who mentioned Holocaust? I mentioned getting on trains to go to camps. There's other camps besides Holocaust camps. You might not know this. But during World War II, we interned a bunch of Japanese people. Why? Because they were dangerous, we thought. They could take us down from the inside, right? Kind of like a disease. If we don't put them in camps. And we put them in camps, and they had their shops taken away from them. Their businesses had to close down. But we were safe. So, no, this is not a fucking Holocaust. This is not a Holocaust comparison, because I don't like comparing things to the Holocaust. But I certainly understand now how easy it was for some of these world leaders to convince millions of people to go along with their bullshit. All it took for us was a goddamn virus. That's it. Oh, we didn't need a Great Depression or anything. All we needed was a fucking virus that really none of us know about because we're not doctors. We just take the words of it. And that's all we needed. And we're just like, Governor Whitmer, Governor Karen, tell me what to do and I'll do it. Tell me how to be safe. And every time one of these assholes comes up with another edict, a curfew, which makes no sense at all. What the fuck do you need a curfew for in Brockton? How the hell is coronavirus going to spread at night in Brockton? Doesn't make any sense. But they just do it because they're drunk on power. You know what people say? Thank you for keeping me safe. Thank you. What would I do without you? Thank you for protecting us, Mayor. Thank you for all the rules. Anyway. Anyway, this chick keeps going. She says, mask or no mask, groups of people are passing around the same basketball and staying far less than 6 feet apart. I'm going to save this whole rant for Sunday. I got a lot to say about that. Because I want to do the voice. And I'll take any questions you guys have, including people who disagree with me on this topic. Ask away in the comments. I will address as many as I can on the show now. Let's see. All right. Oh, so we do have some people that agree. That's good. And if you do agree with me, I would urge you to leave your AR-15 and your Trump flag at home. Because the less this is seen as a political thing, the less this is seen as long as it's viewed as a Trump thing, then the left will never embrace it. And you need the left. It has to happen. Okay, so here we go. So David says, you're not a doctor. You need to listen to experts, your own words. That's true. So I'm not a doctor, and I should listen to experts. The experts that I would like to listen to, I should definitely heed the advice of doctors, no doubt about it. But I should also heed the advice of economists, economic experts, or how about constitutional experts, right? Because they have no voice. They're not being listened to at all. I've never heard any lawyer get up there and talk about whether or not any of this is even fucking legal. Like, it was this easy to just destroy the Constitution, throw it all away, right? And you're right, I'm not a doctor. And I do think there is something different with the American spirit and European spirit. I'm sorry, you people across the pond. America was founded because we didn't like to fucking just go along with everything. That's literally the whole point of this country. Is the British were over here trying to tell us what to do. We're going to tax you. Our soldiers are going to sleep in your home. Right? We're going to fucking occupy your town square. Massacre here and there. Whatever happens, happens. Right? And eventually we said, no, fuck that. I'm throwing your goddamn tea in the fucking ocean. I'm drinking Dutch tea. This tea fucking sucks. And that's what we do here. That's literally the spirit of America, is defiance, independence. Whereas the spirit of Europe has always been adherence to the rule of law. I mean, sorry, it is. It's true. It is we were always viewed as the more barbarian society. People didn't think we could last as a result of it. We weren't civilized. But it turns out you can have both. You can have civilization and independence simultaneously in the same country. I didn't mean to say Sunday. I meant to say Saturday. Sorry. Ryan Waters court radio. I'm still working on that. Suzanne says, can I help with the voices? Suzanne does some really good voices, actually. Perhaps. Who will the Pats draft tonight? Thoughts on Gronk following his boyfriend? I mean, who cares? I mean, all these people that are like upset about it. I was listening to Kirk's podcast today. They're playing Katie Nolan. It's like, and they're all pretending that they're like mad. Like, oh, I'm just drinking a 6-pack. They're fucking, I can't believe Gronk's gone. Gronk wasn't on the team last year. What are you talking about? Gronk was never going to play for the Patriots again. Good for him. I think it's kind of cool that Gronk and Brady are on the same team in a new location. It's a fun side story. I'm still a Patriots fan, right? We all are. But, hey, Brady and Gronk in Tampa, you tell me you're not going to watch those games? Of course you are. It's going to be must-see TV. Of course you're going to root for them. Of course I'm going to root for Tom Brady and Gronk. I want them to do well. So all these people out there, oh, fucking so mad about it. I'm going to fucking drink a 6-pack because Gronk's gone. Shut the fuck up. Grow up. Grow up. Who will the Pats draft? I don't know. I haven't been following the draft so far. Any good picks? When are we up? Pretty soon, I assume? I don't know. Other questions? Why do you think the government planned this? Do you think consumers need to keep the economy going? I don't know what you mean by that. The economy going, they would only be hurting themselves. Oh, I see what you're saying. Well, because the government wants you to suck off their tits indefinitely. This is like their dream. The entire plan of people that love big government is they want the economy to be so bad that you have to go to the government for everything. That's literally the whole plan. They want you to go for them for schools, for healthcare, everything. And this is it. If they take away your ability to make a living, then you have to go to them for everything. This is exactly what they wanted. Melissa says, I love taking over the comments in Jerry's podcast for you, Unc. Yes, that's going to be my new favorite pastime, is just sending Turtle Riders to Jerry's show in the morning when I'm not on. Do I think the Manchester dweeb is going to sue you? I doubt it. I just think he was trying to... A lot of these lawyers like to throw their dick out there. Just they want you to seem like it's bigger than it is, and then you're like, nah, it really ain't that big, dude. It really ain't that big. A lot of people think you're going to be scared. It's like, dude, Google me. I'm not afraid of attorneys. Like, you're not the first person to send me a fucking cease and desist letter. I'm going to ignore you. You're a bitch. Your client's a bitch. And I'm going to find out more about you. And then we're going to have some fun. You should have just walked away. You should have walked away. All right. Other questions. Do you think the protesters with the guns and Trump flags could be liberals trying to make conservatives look bad? I don't think those ones are liberals. I definitely think those are like Trump people. But I think a lot of this shit is like there was that sign in New York City that went viral, like saying we're having a protest at 11. Come even if you're sick, bring your kids. Yeah, of course that was put up by a fucking leftist. Of course it was. There's another one that said like kill the weak. A guy was holding a sign, sacrifice the weak. Of course that's a fucking leftist plan. Of course it is. Obviously. If you see something that's so over the top where you're like, this seems like, left-wing porn. Like Jussie Smollett getting beat up by 2 MAGA supporters in Chicago who said this is MAGA country. It's fake because you went over the top. If you go over the top, people are going to realize you're bullshit. Do you think Edelman will follow suit? No, I think Edelman will be in the Patriots next year. When you say nurses signed up for this, do you realize nurses didn't sign up to battle a pandemic? That's true. Without proper PPE. I usually agree with you on most things. Yes, I do realize that. Without the PPE, yes, I agree. I think that when you sign up to be a nurse, you're signing up for the unexpected. Like, you don't know what this could happen, something like this. But is PPE still lacking? I don't know. I hear various reports all the time. You tell me. If I think they should be fucking adequately funded. I think that should be a priority, is to get hospitals the necessary supplies that they need to treat their patients. Absolutely. And again, I'm not trying to crap on nurses. I'm crapping on a couple nurses that stood out to me that like demand that I treat them like a hero. I'm sorry. I don't think that. Just because you're a fucking nurse doesn't necessarily make you a hero. A lot of you are. Yes, a lot of you are on the front line saving lives. Right? But don't come out here and shit on me because I want to go to work. Call the beach nurse. I'll try to call her on Saturday. We'll try to make some phone calls Saturday. Other questions? I hope we don't have the ridiculous situation where we have protesters having a go at Healthcare Works. Absolutely. I completely agree with that. Is that a thing? I hope it's not a thing. Don't go at healthcare workers. Terrible idea. Terrible idea. So, accountability for Vermont says, I don't know, Unc. I'm leaving it up to scientists and doctors. This is for the greater good. Listen to the language you're using there. The greater good. That is literally the language of socialists. The greater good. And that's like the kind of stuff communists do. Oh, give it up for the greater good. You have wealth? Give it up for the greater good. It's not so good for me. And if I saw a light at the end of this rainbow, at the end of this tunnel, maybe. But there is no light at the end of the tunnel because the disease isn't going anywhere. The disease will be here for years and probably decades. We have to find a way to manage it. It is anybody who says the solution is lock it down, that's not a solution. It's a terrible, stupid idea. You should never be heard from again. That is the stupidest fucking idea I've ever heard. And this will go down as one of the great blunders in American history. You can save this. You can clip this. Come back to it. You'll see. You'll see. How do you think the virus is going to end? Well, there'll be a vaccine eventually. But until then, we can't tank the fucking economy. That's not a solution. The Constitution didn't go anywhere. There's a pandemic. And we need to keep population safe. See, you just contradicted yourself in your first two sentences. Your second sentence is your excuse to undo the Constitution. The Constitution absolutely went somewhere. We have police in Raleigh tweeting out that protesting is a non-essential right and will not be allowed. It's in the fucking Constitution. You always have a right to protest. Always. It is the most essential right that you have. Gun stores are not open. Why? It's a Second Amendment right. It's a Second Amendment right. You can't do it. I'd rather be locked up for 2 months. Then go ahead and be locked up. Nobody's forcing you to go out. Nobody. But you're trying to force me to stay in. Don't you get it? Don't you see? That's the problem here is I'm not trying to tell you to do anything. But you are trying to tell me to do something. And that is the difference between you and I. Is you're trying to make me go along with your bullshit, and I'm not trying to make you go along with mine. Pretty simple. David says, I agree with that. The U.S. love to be contrary for the sake of it. Yes, defiance for the sake of being defiant, whether you're right or wrong. Freedoms. Thank you. Exactly. We're getting it now. See? We're not so far apart. No one wants to play for the Pats. Oh, fuck off, Willie, in your negativity. Willie's so happy because he's a Giants fan and they won 2 Super Bowls. You know, congratulations on the Super Bowls. And then when they don't beat us in the Super Bowl, they don't make the playoffs. He forgot that part. And they're a terrible team. They're half a step up from the Redskins as far as the franchise goes. And he's loving it. And so good. Good for him. Good for him. And we'll see what happens this year. Trust me. You think the Patriots are going to suck? I don't think so. The Patriots will be in the playoffs. They're going to win the division. Put it that way. Okay, Accountability Vermont says, remember when you made fun of my freedoms? Yes. I admit, I changed my mind. I apologize for making fun of the my freedoms people. They were right. Okay? I was wrong. I'm a bigger man. I can admit when I was wrong. I still make fun of the my flu people because this is not the flu and it's a terrible comparison. However, the my freedoms people were onto something. And I would like to point out that I was only making fun of them when I thought this was going to go on for like 3 weeks. I was willing to sacrifice freedoms for about 3 weeks. Not indefinitely. Do you think Hernandez will be joining them? Yeah. Has the PD got back to you about the Marlboro guy? No, they have not. But I heard they charged him. They just did not arrest. That's what I've heard, but I'm going to find out. I don't think the virus cares about the Constitution. No, it doesn't. And the Constitution doesn't care about the virus, vice versa. Like, that's the whole point. We don't, nowhere in the Constitution to say this all goes away if a virus comes up. That's not the way it works. It's not the way it works. Anything else? Let me go through these. Let's see. Have I heard any more from Attorney Froyo? No. Did failure lose to Blarney? Yeah, so the two that are going to advance in Ratchet Madness, neither of them was close. I thought this would be closer. Nikki Evans is going to beat Landon Steele. Last I checked, she was like 61, 62 to 37, 38 around there. Bristol Blarney is winning like 65 to 35, maybe a little more. I thought that would be close. She blew her out. So Bristol Blarney's back. And the odds now have changed slightly, I think. Let's check out the new odds. So our Elite Eight, guys, they're going to be Lorena against Hot Tow Truck Girl, 1 versus 3. The Tuna Flap against Kim Nelligan. That's an 8-3. Kylie against Bitch Tits is a 1-2. That was a very close matchup he had there. And Bristol Blarney against Nikki Evans, a 1-3. So at this point, the Vegas betting lines, Lorena is still a slight favorite, followed by Kylie just because they have dominated. Nobody has come close to them. They're just killing everybody. And then, I don't even know. The Nikki Evans against Bristol, I thought Nikki Evans had an advantage there for a while, but Bristol won pretty fucking good. Like, she killed Failure Swift. So, you got to think now that's pretty close to a coin flip, whoever comes out of that one. They're still going to have to go against Kylie if they win, and she wins. And I think Kylie would still be a favorite. But that's wide open now. And then I think the long shot at this point is Hot Tow Truck Girl. I think she's your least likely to win. And Bitch Tits, I think those are the least likely to win at this point because, you know, they have the toughest matchups. They got Lorena and Kylie. Just to get out of their brackets is hard enough. And the Nelligan against Tuna Flap one, I mean, don't sleep on the Tinder Tuna Flap, but I think Kim Nelligan will take that one. I think she's a favorite. So that's that. Let's see. That's Ratchet Madness. Do you have a favorite bologna recipe for the pours? Yeah. Other questions. Let's see. If you ask, I'm going to go to the front with the questions. Sorry if I'm going to, because I'll be way behind. Can I update your chat? Go to live chat on the upper right. Well, what did I do? I thought I had it. All right. Because I was like 10 minutes behind on there. So if you asked the question and I missed it, and you want me to ask it again, ask it now. I'll try to run through them instead of rambling on. Bristol has a tough draw. Not as tough as her kids getting her as a mother, though. Stop it. But it's true. It's very, very accurate. Not going to lie. 100% accurate. Thank you to Anonymous. Let's see. Did Anonymous write a message that we can read here? Let's see. It says melting for mega. Hashtag melting for mega. All right. Let's talk about the new Skinner. We'll talk about that on the live show this weekend. Can you organize a party for all of us? Yeah, we should do that. Well, if this lockdown ever ends. So he says hospitals and nursing homes are in dangerously low supply of PPE. Being told to reuse masks and gowns. Yep, don't like that. Let's get them in supplies. I'm pro giving you supplies, put it that way. What do you think about Elizabeth Warren making sure the entire world knew about her 18 died of COVID? You know what? The first thing I did when I saw that, because Pocahontas' brother died allegedly of coronavirus, the first thing I did is text Jerry Callahan, and I said, is there any confirmation on this that her brother died of coronavirus? Because anything Elizabeth Warren says, you should just assume is a lie, a politically motivated lie. Everything. So I assume that she's lying about that. I would like to see the death certificate. I would like to see that. Until then, I have no confidence whatsoever that that guy died from COVID. He didn't even like her, first of all. Her whole family hates her. Understandably so. How do you feel about the press brief hot mic video? Not familiar with what you're talking about. North Shore Turtle Babe's drunk again. There we go. Any take on the Nova Scotia mess? I'm not familiar with it. What's something with Minahan? I don't even know what you're talking about. PP Mask got another pedo. It's amazing what they're doing. It really is. Those guys are blowing up. Good for them. I'm happy for them. I want them to blow up. I want them to do well. They need like a manager, though, you know? They need like a coach or a producer or something. If they're going to be big, you know what I mean? They need like a guy who knows what he's like. Those Pop Squad guys in Connecticut, they do a real professional. And I hope, because they do good work, man. They do good work. They just can't. And I like how they're working with police and stuff like that. That's good. I'd like to see them do well. And I think it's got a lot of potential. I think they need like a coach or something. Personally, that's just me. But they got a lot of potential. I heard Holyoke Mayor Alex Morse may have coronavirus. That would be a shame. That would be a shame. He'll be fine if he does. He's like 32. Not a question, but I found it hilarious that someone asked his friend to hurt my butt on one of my comments last night about the BLT 123. Yeah. Let's see what else we got here. Read my donation message. I don't see any message on it. Did you just donate, Steven? I miss it? I hear a guy called Masshole Mitch a great producer. I mean, Masshole Mitch is not like they're like he knows what he's doing as far as like putting a thing together. It's just too bad he sounds like he has a bag of marbles in his mouth. And Brady is a fucking punk for forcing Billy B to trade Jimmy G. Okay, well, Jimmy G didn't exactly come through in the Super Bowl, so yeah, what were they saying? I just read something there. Yeah, I mean, Masshole Mitch is like at the end of the day, he knows everything about Kate is true, and he was willing to sell his soul for a YouTube show. That's all it comes down to. So I have no respect for him. He has no integrity. He's trash. He's classless. At least Justin had producer Eddie had the dignity to just be like, you know what? I can't. No offense to you guys, but I can't be involved in this now. At least they had that. The other two are just sellout bitches. That's all they are. Like, especially Mike Hilario is just, you know, an obese, closeted gay man, I think, who just needs to he's come out, dude. What are you doing? And he's happy to be part of something. He wants to be relevant. He's not. And he's just pathetic. And then there's Mitch, who's, I'll give it to him. Like, he does a good job producing that thing. Maybe if he wants to come produce for me, I'll take him. Put it that way. And, but, because their show just sucks. It's just fucking boring. It's like, and they're just filled with losers, like absolute fucking losers on there. Like they have people on there now from around, like everybody's from the South now. And it's like, they have like debates about like politics and bullshit, and nobody cares. It's not even a show about anything anymore. It's just awful. Absolutely awful. Yeah, he's no better than Kate. But he's just a complete sellout. Put it that way. He sold his soul. Yeah, fuck Mitch. Mitch is a bitch. I mean, I would take him as my producer if he just came here and apologized to Turtle Riders. Gave like a real full apology admitted he was wrong, and you have to shit on Kate too. You have to be like, Kate's a fucking, like, tell me how you really feel. Let it all out. And then I can have you on. Then I can trust you. What about Masshole's wife? So she's in the comments sometimes. They've given so much power to Trashavado that they so she's like, she thinks she's so hot shit. She writes for them under the moniker Boston Broad or something like that. Bitch, you live in Taunton. You don't live anywhere near Boston. You live in Taunton. You're Taunton trash. And you were a fangirl of Turtle Boy for years. We cast you aside because you're trash. And now you're on this power trip because Kate Peter, a Got Him Up at Deluxe, has made you feel special because she lets you write for her. Because she needs you around. You're the only turtle writer she has left. That's it. So she wants to make you feel special. So now Ashley feels so empowered as like a wrench on there that her and fucking they went at it. Her and goddamn Masshole's wife just went at it. And they started bringing up my court case. Like, and the judge told you to stop, but then you didn't stop and you made that video and this and that. I'm like, oh, eating my popcorn watching this. This is good. This is good shit. I love it. I love it. No, I don't trust any of them out there. Like, he can come here and work for free. He can be my slave if he wants. But I would never pay him anything, obviously. It's not like Kate's paying him anyway. Will Jerry ever figure out how the internet works? That was funny. Jerry's like, wait a minute. How do I read the comments? It's on YouTube. Well, how do I get to that? You go to youtube.com, Jerry. What are you doing? What is happening right now? Any other questions you guys have before we call it a night? She has Maddie now, too. Don't forget that. I mean, talk about a guy who was blowing me for years. I mean, Maddie is just the most pathetic of them all. I mean, he is just sad to watch what's happened to that man. Sad. He got rejected. He tried to cheat on his girlfriend with another turtle writer, initials JL. Got rejected by her and lied about it and said that he got caught cheating with her. I found out so much shit about Matty Mo. Talk about classless. Just a complete fucking loser. Complete loser. And he won't come on the show and debate me. These people, I'd love to debate one of these clowns. They won't do it. They won't do it. They're just pathetic. Abby Horowitz knows exactly what I'm talking about with JL too. He told us that his girlfriend was mad at him because he got a blowjob from this chick. And turns out that was a lie. He just tried to, and she rejected him, and then his girlfriend found out that he was rejected, which is even more emasculating. I mean, you can't get any lower than Matty Mo. You can't do it. Will New England or Tampa win more games? I think Tampa will win more games because they have Carolina in their division, right? They're not going to be very good. They get to play them twice. The Falcons aren't going to be very good. We have to go against the NFC West this year, so that's the tough division. So we got the Seahawks, the Niners, and the Rams, all of them. And the Cardinals are good now. Don't sleep on them either. So we're going to have a much tougher schedule than them. Well, we also have to play the friggin' Texans and the Chiefs. And the Ravens. So I think odds are they will win more games. But we will make the playoffs. Maddie couldn't even beat Julio, huh? No. Yeah, so the Stowe cop is officially being charged. He's fucked. Wouldn't surprise me if he doesn't go to jail. Because they don't have any evidence that he fucked a kid. Just that they tried to fuck a kid. And the beauty of this is that, like it destroys your life already. Like, you can't do anything. You're done. I mean, will he keep trying to fuck kids? I don't know. I hope not. Probably. I guess that's the downside. fucked. But do you know what happened to Hot Tow Truck Girl? I have no idea. Thank you, Tank. Tank like to follow up on that teacher. Anything else? All right. So if nobody else has any questions or anything, the next, I swear to God, I'll start up on the Bristol Blarney shit again next week. I promise. All right, so if we don't have any more questions, then I will call it a night, guys. I thank you for joining me. Thank you to all the people who donated. I greatly appreciate that. And, make sure you like this video. Subscribe if you haven't already. And we will see you all on Saturday night for the live show. All right? Peace, Tartaritis.